And now, Trevor Smith and Ben Harmer.
It's Christmas!
The Trev Ben Christmas Show.
Welcome to the Trev and Ben Christmas Show.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
And Merry Christmas to you, Ben.
And to you, Trev.
Oh, we're very festive today, aren't we?
Oh, it's lovely. I'm really in the mood for it.
You've been a little bit overexcited.
I'm a little bit hyper, but, it's that special time of year.
I know, but you've made a right old mess by the tree.
Well, I have to unwrap my presents early.
I know, you were up at 4 o'clock this morning.
Well, I'm keen.
I know you are, blimey. Anyway, we are in a little country house today, in a little village, aren't we?
We are. We've got the fireplace crackling with a fire. We're roasting chestnuts. We've got dogs asleep with rocking chairs. It's Christmas bliss.
Oh, it is lovely. And when you said to me, Trev, I fancy doing our Christmas Day show from a little country retreat, I was sceptical.
You were, but I think I've proved my point.
But I think now we're here, I'm enjoying it immensely, although the village is a little bit weird.
Yeah, I didn't really bank on that happening, but yes, there are a few weirdos.
Yeah, never mind. I think we've kind of avoided most of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the next 2 hours, we've got all the usual stuff we have on the show. Special festive edition of our quiz, Crack the Code.
Oh, we're playing Crack the Code?
Well, not quite.
Not quite?
No, we're playing Cracker the Code.
Oh!
Do you know what I did there?
I like it.
Hours of planning went in. Also got a festive edition of Telly Trivia to come.
Oh, Christmas themed.
Christmas themed.
Excellent.
So we do that a little bit later on. Also at 3 o'clock this afternoon, we're all looking forward to the Queen addressing the nation on her Christmas Day speech.
Now, a bit of a technical question here. Are we allowed to broadcast the Queen's speech?
It's a little bit of a grey area.
Now, I'm sure we'll find a way around that, will we?
Yeah.
Hope so.
We'll find a way around it, because I love the Queen's speech.
Absolutely.
Best bit of Christmas. And also a very special story to come later on, Ben.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, a bit of a story time on the show.
Is it one of our stories?
It's one of the finest stories ever told.
Oh, Stay tuned.
That's all to come. And you can get in touch with us at any time. Let us know how your Christmas day's going. You can tweet us at Trev and Ben, or send us a message via trevandben.com. It is the Trev and Ben Christmas Show.
Ho, ho, ho!
Pretty thing, isn't it?
Oh, the little drummer boy, Ben.
It's a classic.
It is a classic. Very exciting moment on the show.
What's coming up?
Got a very special guest on the phone.
Oh, is it the big man?
It's the big man live from the North Pole. Hello, Santa.
Hello. It's so nice to hear from you.
And how was your night?
Oh, it was exhausting. There's always a problem, you know, without getting into too much detail, because it's Christmas. But the little helpers that people talk about, they don't really help. So, I'm getting on a bit now, so it's quite tiring, to be quite honest, quite tiring. It's good to be back, and if you don't mind, I'm just going to take my boots off, because I'm really quite tired.
And what's the toy you've had to make the most of this year?
Oh, it's PlayStation 6 or something like that. These things, and iPhones, and there's not a lot of the old toys, the old toys. I used to love those, and we don't really get a lot of those now. It's all Argos this and Argos that, and obviously, it's good that they sell things like that, but I have to source them from all over the place, and, it'd be nice to be sending more toys to the little children.
I suppose, though, in many ways, the actual gathering and making isn't your responsibility. You're more the delivery department, aren't you?
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm just going to have another mince pie, actually.
Have you had a few drinks tonight, Santa?
Oh, yes. I mean, that's one of the perks of the job, I've got to say. Every household you go to, they still do that. And, you'd think the cynical nature of everything, but you get in there and there's a mince pie and there's a little glass of port or a little bit of brandy, and before you know where you are, you're quite enjoying yourself.
So what's your plan for the rest of the day?
Oh, sleep. I'm tired because, as I say, and I don't mean to knock them, and a couple of them are hiding around behind my big sofa, but some of those little helpers don't really do much. And, I don't mean to get angry on Christmas, but, you know, I could do with a bit of help. It's in my time of life.
When you go for your little Christmas Day nap, Santa, just where'd you go?
Oh, well, I've got my own little grotto. So in we go. There's quite a heavy door, so I'm just going to move that.
It's an exclusive treat.
And it's a beautiful place. It's got a huge bed and lights. So I'm just going to lie down in a minute onto my nice big bed, and it's a huge bed. It's 20 feet by 20 feet. Or I suppose it's all in meters now, isn't it? Well, I'm just lying down. Oh, I might just have a little brandy before I go down, so to speak. Right, there we are. Just have a little slurp, excuse me. That'll do the job. We can finish, and I'll tell you all about Mrs.
Santa?
Oh, is he gone?
Santa?
Oh, I think we've lost him, Trev.
Can you call him back?
Yeah, I think this must be maybe signal his end or mine. I'm not sure. Let me just try this. One sec.
Hello, you're through to Satan. Sorry I can't take your call right now. I'm just having my horn sharpened. A little Christmas present to myself. If you'd like to sell your soul, press 1. If you'd like to sell someone else's soul, press 2. For any other queries, please leave a message after the beep, and I'll get back to you shortly. Thanks for calling, and have a bad day.
I think that might have been the wrong number, but
You see that? I may have scrolled by a place or two there, but yeah.
Well, we'll try and get Santa back at some point during the show. He's got our number, we've got his, so we'll try and definitely get him back.
Hey, twins, wake up. I saw Mummy kissing Santa Claus. Santa Claus? Where? Underneath the mistletoe. When? Last night.
That was I Saw Mummy Kissing Santa Claus by the Beverly Sisters.
Can I just correct you?
Have I made a mistake already?
Yeah, it's I Saw Mommy.
Is it American?
Mommy kissing Santa Claus. That's going to mess you up if you see that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine you sort of creeping down the stairs at night. You're excited. It's Father Christmas been, and there he is.
Oh, he's been.
There he is, sucking your mum's face.
Ugh.
You don't want to see that.
The betrayal.
It would be. I think it would ruin so much of your life. You would certainly need some therapy, I reckon.
Yeah.
I don't think Father Christmas would do that sort of thing. I don't think he'd stoop to such disgraceful behaviour.
He's on a tight schedule. I don't think he's got time to be, getting his jollies on.
No, getting his jingle bells off. He hasn't got time for that. He really hasn't. Mind you, I always find that when you watch a film, a good sort of action movie, and there's that moment where they're still fighting for their lives, and yet they still find time to have a big old kiss. And you haven't got time for that. They're running towards you with guns.
You can imagine if the woman did start, trying to put a kiss on him during the, come on, woman, they're firing at us. Let's go.
Yeah. And besides that, he's got his wife back at the North Pole, hasn't he?
Mrs. Claus. Mrs.
Claus. Is there actually a Mrs. Claus officially?
I don't know.
If there is, she's very much under the radar.
She's a very trusting woman as well, isn't she?
Yeah. Anyway, let's leave Father Christmas and Mommy to do whatever they need to do.
Yeah.
So, Ben, Christmas Day, the big Christmas dinner, of course.
Oh, yeah, it's coming up.
Now, it's our first Christmas working together.
Yeah.
And what's it normally like in your house?
I sort of stay out of the way. Mum does all the cooking, and I just enjoy it.
That's very good. I'm pretty much the same. I don't really get involved. But there are certain things that happen in my household, like my dad and my uncle do the veg. That's their job.
Can't really get that wrong, can you?
No, but it takes them a very long time.
Really?
There's a trip to the pub in between.
Mm-hmm.
So they normally start, I think, about, 10 in the morning.
It doesn't sound like they're too committed to this veg.
Oh, no, they're committed.
Really?
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, because if there's any hint of it going wrong, honestly, the stress in that kitchen, you have to steer well clear.
What, of just doing some veg?
Honestly, Ben, because it's not just your normal potato, carrots and parsnips. My uncle will do all kinds of roasted onions and even peppers.
Oh.
All sorts, so it's not just straightforward.
So is it once they're in the oven, that's it? Or do they need to be rotated and cared for, or just...
I have no idea. Like I say, I don't get involved.
Oh, you proved your point. Yeah.
It's not none of my business.
And you don't even like to ask?
No. The only time I've ever been involved was occasionally I'm asked to help peel the sprouts or something. And I don't even like sprouts.
I didn't even know you had to peel sprouts.
Or don't you have to put the little cross in and do all of that, don't you?
I don't think you're supposed to do that anymore. I think now they say you're not
anymore.
supposed to.
Was it suddenly illegal?
No, I don't think there's been any law passed. But I think suddenly I heard, not suddenly, I say suddenly, there's nothing sudden about it.
Did someone just stop you in the street?
Yeah. Hi, have you heard the news?
You don't need to cross a sprout anymore.
No, I'm sure I saw something, Gordon Ramsay or Jamie Oliver, one of them, saying you shouldn't cross your sprouts because it lets all the flavour bleed out into the boiling water.
What flavour? There is no flavour in a sprout.
I don't mind eating them. I think they're all right.
No, I'm not a fan.
No?
No.
They are responsible for that sort of green fog that descends Christmas Day in the afternoon.
That same smell that you always get in any block of flats.
Yes.
If you ever go into any block of flats, there's just always a smell of cabbage and sprouts. And I reckon there's always one mad person in a block of flats who just sits there all day simmering sprouts.
That would be a very strange thing to do.
It's the only explanation there is. Now, what about the turkey? In your house, is it always turkey, or do you sometimes, some Christmases, you do something different? I never understand why people would do anything different.
Well, I do. My sister doesn't have the turkey.
What does she have?
It varies from year to year, but she's not a big fan of turkey, so she'll get something else.
Really?
Yeah, and this year we've got people coming around, and some of them don't like turkey, so they're not having it. And frankly, I'm not all that keen on turkey, and I don't understand why the one day of the year when everyone gets around for one specific meal, we eat the one thing that for the rest of the year you don't really have because no one really likes it.
I love it.
You like turkey?
I love turkey. I would eat it all year. I don't know why people don't.
The only time I really do enjoy turkey is in a deli type sandwich.
Right.
A cold meat sandwich.
Now this of course negates our Christmas dinner that you're about to make.
It doesn't negate it. I'm just sort of highlighting that I'm not the biggest turkey fan, but I have a special recipe.
I see.
Which brings it to life. It makes it the juiciest, most succulent turkey you've ever tasted.
Now when you said to me this year, you said, look, why don't you and I get together? We're doing a show on Christmas Day. Why don't we get together, hire this manor that we're in?
Oh yeah.
And I said, yeah, that sounds nice. Nice way to do Christmas. And then you offered to do the cooking, which is very kind of you.
Oh, I'm a kind person.
Have you ever done a Christmas dinner on your own before?
This will be my first.
Right.
I've been, reading some instructional books on turkey preparation and how to get the whole thing rolling. So, I think you're in for a treat.
Okay, and so what are we having this year?
Well, we'll be having my famous starter, which is, of course, my famous festive tapenade.
Oh, that is lovely. Remind me what's in that.
That's finely chopped olives, capers, olive oil. Don't forget the olive oil, a bit of salt, anchovies, and the secret ingredient.
What's the secret ingredient?
The giblets.
And what do? You lightly sear them in a pan?
Lightly sear.
Yeah.
Slice finely.
Yeah.
And sprinkle your giblets.
Oh.
Nice and thin.
I think that's my favourite bit of the meal.
Do you love giblets?
I love giblets. Oh. People think, the giblets are just for the animals.
Funny enough, I saw Gordon Ramsay do a version of a Christmas tapenade.
Did you?
He left out the giblets, Trev.
I'd take a Michelin star away from him for that.
Ramsay ain't got no giblets, Trev.
Well, that's something he needs to remedy, and quite quickly.
Anyway,
Christmas ain't Christmas without your giblets.
Absolutely not. But for the main course.
Or the main course. What are we having today, Ben? I'm salivating already.
I have a treat for you today.
Oh, what have we got?
We've got pigs in blankets.
Oh, pigs in blankets. Are they chipolatas?
Oh, yes. Chipolatas wrapped in Parma ham, lightly grilled, crispy perfection.
Oh.
And then you that fat in the pan, just drizzle it back over.
Oh.
So it's marvellous. Then we've got the buttered Brussels sprouts with chestnuts.
You see, I don't like Brussels sprouts, Ben, but because you do them with the chestnuts...
Oh, yes. I'll tell you what, my sprouts are nothing without my nuts. And you want to cover that in a nice garlic butter. Absolutely.
You're going to cover your nuts in a garlic butter?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It wouldn't be the same. And roast my parsnips. I've got my special way of doing them. They go in alongside my roast spuds, of course.
They're all lovely.
My festive spuds. And I'll take some of those spuds aside.
Yeah?
Because we're doing mash as well.
Do you parboil?
Oh, of course, you got to parboil.
Okay.
Got to parboil, then mash, and a bit more butter in there. It's a very unhealthy dish. So throw in that, and then you got mash and roasties. How about that?
Oh, what about a bit of sweet potato?
Doesn't end there. Sweet potato, throw that in if you want. I can do some of that. No problem. What about a bit of braised red cabbage to sweeten your lips this Christmas, Trev? How about that?
Oh, lovely. Sweet lips.
And how about this? What about roast carrots drizzled with a cranberry jus?
Oh, Ben, it sounds absolutely delightful.
Mouth-watering. And of course, we're going to have the Xmas pud.
Of course.
Of course. Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without the pud.
Oh, with a bit of brandy on it. Last year, I burnt my eyebrow off. Do you remember?
I do.
We had to call the fire brigade.
You didn't half look surprised.
So we're doing that again this year?
We will be, but the recession has hit quite hard this year.
Has it?
So we're not going to be putting money in it.
Oh?
No. And it's a bit unhygienic as well, shoving coins into it.
But I got one of those £2 coins last year. I like those.
I know. We're going to try. This year, we're going to have postal orders and lottery tickets stuffed in there.
Oh, well, that's novel.
So just make sure you don't choke.
All right, well, what time are we planning on having dinner?
Well, I think we're going to be sitting down maybe 4 o'clock-ish after the show.
Oh, lovely.
Anyway, if you would excuse me, Trevor, there's a lot to do. I've got a big list there.
You have?
I've got to crack on with it, and I've got to take care of the key component that brings it all together.
Oh, okay.
The turkey.
Excellent. Well, you go and sort the turkey
Okay.
out. Now, we are very much looking forward to our Christmas dinner. If you would like to let us know what you're having, particularly if you're having anything a little bit different, then do tweet us at Trev Ben. And that turkey does look delicious. And if you're preparing your turkey in a special way, just as Ben is over there, then, oh dear, you might need to wipe the walls down a little bit later, Ben.
Right. That's that done. Turkey in the oven.
Oh, Ben,
Yeah.
is that a bit of cranberry juice or something on you?
Oh, I thought I got it all.
What is it?
It might have been something to do with the turkey. Just move on.
Oh, okay. Just wipe it off.
Oh, God. Right. Is it gone?
No,
Other side?
There's a bit there as well.
Oh, right. How's that?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
No, I think you're clear now. That's one of your favourites, isn't it, Ben?
It is. It's Johnny Mathis, When a Child is Born.
Why is that one of your favourites?
It's super cheesy. I
Is it?
really like it.
In fact, you'll find that all the songs on today's show are top Christmas cheese.
Oh yeah, hand-picked.
Oh, I do like a bit of Christmas cheese.
Whoa, bit of brie.
Well, I don't like brie.
Who doesn't like brie?
Oh, it's like eating rubber, isn't it?
No. You've got to age it.
Really?
Yeah, you want it to be runnier. Shouldn't be rubbery. Should be runny.
Oh,
The runnier, the better.
really?
Oh yes.
And then what do you do with it? Do you cook it?
You could cook it.
Yeah.
You could smear it onto a cracker.
The only cheese I really like is I love a good bit of cheddar.
I knew you were going to say cheddar.
Feta, love feta.
Now you surprised me.
Really?
I'd have thought you'd have been just give me a bit of plain old cheddar and that'll do me.
Oh, now a nice bit of feta, a lovely bit of what's it? Is it smoked applewood?
Oh, I've never had that.
Oh, lovely.
Someone once recommended a cheese to me,
Yeah.
and the alarm bell should have been going off straight away,
Right.
because they didn't keep it in the house because of the odour. They came in, it was like molten tarmac. This stuff, it was like a borderline liquid substance.
Yeah.
And I had to be rude because I tried some because they said, we know it doesn't smell good,
Yeah.
but try it.
Yeah.
You'll love it.
Did you?
Tastes. I tried it because these are people I like.
Mm.
I respected and trusted their opinion, and I thought, okay, they recognise it stinks. So they gave me this cheese. I tried it. Then I had to leave, run to the toilet, and vomit.
So what sort of cheese was this? Do you know what it was?
No, it was from another country, I think. It was a yellowy substance. It was like glue, and as I say, they had to keep it in another part of in the garden, in a shed. They kept this thing.
That's ridiculous. No food should smell that bad, but you have to put it in a shed at the bottom of the garden.
Well, and you see, I felt very rude because they had made a big song and dance about, try this special cheese. Went to the end of the garden to fetch the stinking cheese, and then I was loudly throwing up in their house, and it was rude. But then again, they had just served me this horrible stuff.
Did they feel bad about it?
No, I don't think so.
Well, when you sort of emerged from the toilet, did they not go, oh, we're so sorry about that?
No, not at all.
No? Did they laugh at you?
I think they probably did a little bit, yeah.
Excellent.
They're nice people. They're lovely, but they have odd cheese.
So Johnny Mathis, right, When a Child is Born,
Yeah.
it's obviously cheesy, we've discussed that. But I think it's a lovely song for the time of year as we celebrate the birth of the little baby Jesus.
Yeah.
And therefore, it's that time of year when there's the nativity play.
Oh, the Great Nativity.
Been to any this year?
No.
You got any children that you have to go and see perform?
No children, no nativities for me.
As a kid, were you in a nativity?
I was. I think maybe that's what soured me on it.
Oh, really?
I think so. I was cast as a donkey.
Oh, typecast.
Yeah. Thanks very much, mate.
Were you the back end or the front end?
I was the whole thing.
The whole thing?
The whole thing my mum had to make. That must have been fun for my mum, coming home to the news that Ben needs a donkey costume for the nativity play. She's got to sew that out of some old pillowcase or something.
That's the thing. They always ask so much of parents, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, can you rustle up a donkey outfit?
I envy the kids who got to be the wise men, because that's just a tea towel and a bed sheet, isn't it?
Yeah, easy.
Done.
Easy.
And a rubber band, maybe.
And so what did you have to do? Just come on, stand there, and walk off again?
From memory, that was about it. Yeah, and I don't even think my face was on show, because I think my mum had gone a bit overboard with this donkey costume. Which I was glad at. I didn't want to be exposed as the child who had to play the donkey.
Of course not.
No.
I had to play Father Christmas in a nativity once.
Why did you get the lead role?
Well, it's not... I mean, it was very odd to have Father Christmas in a nativity for a start.
That is a good point. Why was Father Christmas anywhere near the nativity?
I don't really know. I don't really remember. I think it was just a bit of a mashup of all different Christmas stories.
So do you remember what role Santa played? What was he doing?
I don't remember. I know
in the delivery room.
All I remember, and my mum's got a picture somewhere of me just dressed as Santa sitting on a bench. I don't know what I had to do, really. I can't remember.
Any lines?
Not that I remember, but I only played it in one performance. The next performance, I was a shepherd. So I don't know. I like to think that it was just to, move the roles around, let children change roles, but maybe I didn't live up to the expectations.
No, you see, you got relegated. Well, you could argue, it sounds like a relegation from Santa to Wise Man, but... Oh, was Shepherd, was it?
Yeah, not even Wise Man.
Oh, dear. Sorry about that.
It's just, shepherd at the back.
Oh, but at least you were given a legitimate role. At least you were supposed to be there in the second performance.
That's very true. Because Santa seemed to have gate crashed the nativity scene.
No, I'd go to that. If you advertised it as Santa gate crashes a nativity, I'd go to see that nativity play, definitely.
I tell you what, if your child has been in a nativity this year, why not tweet us about it? Particularly if there was anything funny. I'd love to hear stories of like them picking up the baby Jesus doll and the head coming off, something like that.
Yeah, tweet us your pictures and stories. We're at Trev Ben.
Can I just say I had one of the best things ever this week?
What was that?
Right, I'm sitting in my office and the caretaker of the school was in there. Sorry, you're not allowed to call them caretakers anymore. They're site managers.
Oh, right. What, does that imply they don't take care anymore?
Oh, well, no, they manage the site. They don't have to care anymore. They just manage it. And his job is obviously to fix anything that breaks, etc. And I just heard one of the kids running, Mr. Barrett, can you fix Jesus? And and I just sat there laughing, and I sort of, after the kid had gone, I said, well, what was that all about? And he showed me there was a cross that hangs up in the school. It had obviously fallen down, and Jesus was like in little bits. And he did need fixing. Oh,
and is he all right now? Is Jesus back on the cross?
I don't know. I've got a feeling there's quite a job to be done there. It's going to take at least 3 days. Right, Ben, I think it's time for our festive edition of our quiz. It's called Cracker the Code.
What do we got here?
Make him an offer you can't refuse. Cracker the Code.
So, Cracker the Code, Ben. The festive edition of our quiz.
Yeah, very festive jingle.
Oh, well, Father Christmas did us a favour there. So this is where we set a code. It can be something like 100 cms in an M.
And that would be 100 centimetres in a metre.
Yeah, and we've got a very festive code for you today. Very tricky one.
One of our most difficult ever, I think.
12 Ds of C.
I don't think anyone's going to get that.
No. But if you think you know, you can tweet us.
We're at Trev Ben.
Or you can go to trevenben.com and send us a voice message. If you do that, we will use them on the next live show.
Yeah, why not? Lovely way to spend your Christmas.
It is a lovely way to spend your Christmas. Go to trevenben.com.
Yeah, got nothing else to do, have you?
No. And also with this code, because it's so complex, I can imagine there being family rows. There'll be people putting their sprouts down right now, thinking about it.
Oh, we don't want to cause a Christmas domestic, do we?
I don't know. Christmas isn't Christmas without a row, is it?
I suppose not.
So anyway, do get in touch with us and let us know what you think. Actually, while we're talking about the internet on Christmas Day, why is it people go shopping online on Christmas Day? Why is it companies start their sales on Christmas Day?
Well, I was going to say that's obviously the sales start on Christmas Day, but I wouldn't want to be doing that, would you?
No, I mean, I used to think it was bad enough when all the big sales started on Boxing Day and people would sleep out overnight. What's wrong with them?
I can't think of anything worse. You know, you've got all the stress building up to Christmas. You should sit quietly and just enjoy the day. You shouldn't be online shopping. It's terrible.
No, and apart from that, you've got presents. You don't need to go and buy anything, do you?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Oh, someone at the door, Ben.
Oh, who's that? Christmas Day. I'll go and get
the
it.
door. Oh, lovely, Ben. It's carol singers.
Timing's not great.
Well, it couldn't be much better. It is Christmas Day.
I know, but we're in the middle of a show.
Why, haven't they got families to be with?
I know, they've got lunch. I mean, it's middle of the afternoon.
I know, but it's nice, isn't it? Doesn't it make you feel Christmassy?
No, not really. I don't feel Christmas. I feel annoyed. I've been interrupted.
Really? Oh, just listen. Oh.
We're in the middle of something, and now we get these people knocking on the
Have you
door.
got any money to give them, Ben? They're going to want some money.
Money?
Yeah, they want some money.
No! What are you giving them money for?
You miserable...
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in the winter wonderland. Walking in the winter wonderland.
Lovely bit of Frank Sinatra, Winter Wonderland.
Fantastic.
That makes me feel Christmassy.
Oh, lovely.
You can't have Christmas without Frank.
Can you not?
You've got to be Frank at Christmas.
No. And make sure you... Hey, Trev, got a gag.
Here, go on.
Yeah, make sure if you're doing your Christmas post with all your letters, make sure you get them franked. Hey, you're not laughing. You're not, Trev.
Yeah.
I said make sure you get them franked.
Yeah, but that just... Yes. No, I got the joke.
Oh, you did?
But it just
you
makes...
forgot to laugh.
Well, it just makes it sound like you're basically abusing your workplace.
Get them franked.
Yeah, but if you're getting them franked, you haven't got a franking machine at home, have you?
No, I don't have a franking machine. What would I do with a franking machine?
Where are you getting them franked? You're putting them through your work post, aren't you?
Never mind what I'm doing with them. It was just a Christmas Frank pun gag that is obviously...
Well, it's not words, because all it's done is incriminate yourself. In terms of... the fraud team will be very happy to hear about this.
Well, don't point it out. In the future, just laugh at the bad joke and move on.
And what when your loved ones get a card and they just see it's franked by the company you work for and you haven't even had the loving thought to buy your own stamp?
But why would I do that when I've got access to a perfectly good franking machine?
It's illegal, Ben.
Well, it was helpful for a joke that obviously has gone... It's just backfired majorly.
Yeah, let's draw a very discreet Christmas veil over it.
Yeah, I'll give you a Christmas veil.
Now, obviously, we've asked you for your letters for our Christmas show. Just like Father Christmas needs his letters at Christmas, Trev and Ben need letters at Christmas.
And we've had them by the sackful.
We have My Sack is Bulging. And I'll be very glad to relieve the tension in my sack.
Shall we open a letter?
Let's open a letter. And our first letter comes from Buster Cherry.
Oh!
Buster says, well, I can't believe another year has gone by so quickly. Shame I never got to see any of you, but probably for the best, because most of the year my wife, kids and myself had something contagious. My crazy ex-wife's at it again. Another restraining order this time. It was the contents of her cat's litter tray in the post. In happier news, Becky, my 16-year-old daughter, is with a new man, Danny. He works the Dodgems on a travelling fair, and she's done well for herself this time. Baby number 3 on the way.
Lovely.
Meanwhile, Chris, my 19-year-old son's doing very well. He liked community service so much that he's doing it again in January.
Oh.
And he had a very interesting summer too. He spent 2 months at HMP Brixton.
Very nice. I hear it's lovely.
Well, he says that even though it was a great experience, and he's certainly sure that he'll do it again, he did find it difficult to make friends.
Oh.
Although there was one chap, Gary, or Shortcake as he likes to be known, who was very protective and loving.
Oh.
In sadder news, our dog Chardonnay got run over by a car.
Oh.
My car. The lazy thing was lying on the driveway and didn't get up fast enough when I had to do an emergency run to Lidl's for another box of Leaframilch. We buried him in the garden, and Becky gave a lovely speech recalling the look of love in Chardonnay's eyes as I careered towards her at 35 miles an hour. We didn't have much time for a holiday this year, what with all the court appearances, but we did get to Butlins for a weekend, and guess what? I won the nobbled knee contest.
Do they mean knobbly?
No, I think nobbled knee, because he then says, well, he shouldn't have looked at my wife that way.
Ah.
Anyway, gotta go. Jeremy Carter's just starting. Happy Christmas, Buster Cherry.
Well, it's a
Thank
lovely
you,
letter.
Buster.
Thank you.
Very nice to hear how your year's gone. You got another letter there, Ben?
Yes, we've got one from Mr. James Southpaw. Dear Trev Ben, I hear Santa gives coal to those who have been naughty throughout the year. This is very interesting. I have been terribly naughty throughout the fiscal year. I have contributed to pollution, engaged in bribery and blackmail of government officials, and committed 3 hit and runs. Do you think I'll be getting a lot of coal this Christmas, which would teach me a lesson? That's sincerely James Southpaw, who's the CEO of Southpaw Coal. Now I think Mr. Southpaw might be trying to pull a fast one here.
I think he might be, but it sounds like he's been a very naughty boy.
It does, but I think he's maybe done it deliberately by the sounds of things, but
I wouldn't give him coal.
No coal.
Just a Satsuma, and that'll do. Have we got time for one more letter?
I think just one.
Okay, well this comes from Miss L. Toe.
Oh.
And she says, Dear Trev Ben, I love my boyfriend so much.
Oh, isn't that nice?
I couldn't be happier. He really is my true love. But I'm worried about the next 12 days.
Ooh.
Last year, to show me how much he loved me, he sent me, among other things, a partridge, a pear tree, turtle doves, French hens, maids a milking, lords a leaping, and geese a laying.
Sounds expensive.
All very thoughtful. But you try dealing with that amount of livestock and that many people. The noise and smell alone is enough to drive you insane.
I can imagine.
But imagine the stress and expense of the food, shelter and vets bills. And really, those gifts are a false economy. Well, sure, you get milk, eggs and pears, but that's an omelette you soon get very tired of. Please, tell my true love that I really do love him. But if it happens again this year, I'll have to call the RSPCA, police and army, and once again see if he can be issued with an ASBO.
Well, it is possible to love a bit too much sometimes, isn't it?
It is sometimes. I think that's a danger we all have to face at times, isn't it?
I know. I mean, let's keep it healthy, people.
I mean, your other half, do you sometimes feel that you love her too?
Oh! What's that? Oh, it's my phone. Sorry, mate. Hang on. What's the text? Oh, no, hang on. You have one new voicemail message. Oh, we should check that.
Oh, it's a voice message?
Yeah, because it could be, after that drop call, it could be,
Okay, shall we have a listen?
Hello there. Ho, 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 ho. Look, I'm waiting in for you guys, and you don't seem to be calling me back. So, I've been out, and I've got to go out again, and it's a bit tiresome. I'm just going to have a little slurp of a little bit of brandy. But call me, because I need a little bit of snooze before I go out again. So, please call me back. Bye.
Oh, there he is. We've been trying to get hold of him since we lost contact earlier.
Well, he must have found signal.
He must have done at last. So, we'll try and call him back
Absolutely.
again very shortly and see if we can get him back online. But, yeah, he sounds a little bit unhappy, didn't he, really?
A bit cross. Is he, No, well, he just sounded a bit off to me. I couldn't quite place it, but yeah, maybe he's a bit unhappy.
Well, he's probably tired.
Yeah, it must be. I mean, it's been a long day.
It's been a very long night for him, yeah. Perry Como and Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
Lovely.
And that song, as much as I love it, Ben, and I know it was your choice,
Yeah.
because you like Perry,
Yeah.
but that song brings back some very painful memories for me.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I wouldn't have, if I'd known. Can I ask? I don't want to, prod, but...
Well, it's just in our house at Christmas, we've got a little musical mouse that sings that song
Right.
in a very high voice.
Okay.
And we've had this mouse for many years.
Now, I'm assuming this is an animatronic mouse.
Of course.
Oh, thank God.
Not I haven't trained a real mouse to sing Christmas songs.
Well, I was concerned.
Do you really think that if I had a mouse that could sing Christmas songs, I'd be sitting here doing this right now?
Well, maybe.
I'd be travelling the world with my little singing mouse.
Well, it's a bit of a strange thing to have, even if it isn't real. I mean, what do you mean you got an animatronic singing mouse?
Well, it's a little singing mouse, and it's one of those you press the button, or I can't remember whether you have to clap or something to get it going. Sometimes you have to clap to get them going.
Story of my life.
Exactly. I mean, I prefer the round of applause at the end. Sometimes you have to do it at the start. So we got this little mouse that sings that song, and for the first 5-6 years, it was charming.
Okay.
But over the last few years, it's become increasingly annoying. Because actually, now that I think about it, I think it is one that you have to start off with a clap.
Right.
And but it's not just a clap, it responds to any sort of loud noise.
Right.
It's aroused by volume.
So, don't say that. So if you could be in the middle of a blazing row with someone, screaming at them, and then all of a sudden,
have yourself a merry little Christmas. And the worst thing is, of course, the batteries have run down a little bit over the years. So now it goes.
You know exactly who that sounds like.
Who?
Who's the guy? Who's the guy that sings the Disney films for Toy Story?
What, Randy Newman?
Yes, that's exactly who that sounds like.
You got a friend in me. That is it. Randy Newman is a mouse whose batteries have run down.
Oh dear.
So basically, this thing's lost its charm. But I don't like musical decorations.
No, well, the dancing Santa is the classic.
Yeah, and we've got a dancing reindeer. I think that sings, I can't remember, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, probably.
Really?
Yeah, I
Can't
think
be
so.
surprised.
And then we've got another singing Santa. And
Dressage reindeer.
a dressage reindeer. Can I just say, actually, while we're talking about dressage,
Okay.
this is just the fact you've mentioned the word dressage. I was watching the news the other day, and you know that this time of year they have the horse show, the big horse show, the great horse show, some horse show.
Yeah, it's got many different names.
Yeah, but there's a horse show. And I was watching the news, and they were doing a report on dressage, and then they sort of were showing clips from the Olympics. And I suddenly had this moment of reality hit me that, you know, a year and a half ago when the Olympics won, I got so excited over dressage. When that woman won a medal, I was sitting there watching it with a mate, and we were both going, yes! Come on! Gold! Come on! It's a dancing horse.
It's pretty impressive, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not a sport.
It is what it is. It's the only word that ends in age that is acceptable, isn't it? Like when you get those people that say sportage.
Yes.
Yeah. Or sausage.
Yeah. Menage.
Oh, yes, that's another
That's
acceptable.
all right.
Yes.
You can do menage.
So, dressage. Oh, a terrible image.
Monage dressage.
Menage dressage.
Well, let's not get involved there. Anyway, Ben, it's that time where we are going to exchange our presents.
Oh.
I've got you something very lovely here, Ben. I'm just going to get it out of my sack. And you can see how beautifully wrapped it is.
Wow. Now, is this after the bomb squad had a go at it or before?
I'm not sure. It's lovely wrapping paper, though, isn't it?
It is. It's very glittery.
It is very glittery.
Yes,
You're going to leave here looking like some sort of drag queen.
Now, I am slightly aware that you've used so much sellotape that I may not be able to get in.
Well, as I've said to you before, my wrapping skills are pretty poor, so I do use a lot of sellotape. There we go.
Oh. Oh my god, it's like some sort of autopsy scene. Just got a pair of legs hanging out.
Lovely. So,
it's a little Santa Claus.
it's a little Santa Claus.
Oh, squeeze me.
Yeah.
Is that an instruction or a request?
Squeeze him.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Oh,
Oh, how festive.
isn't that lovely?
Well, he will take pride of place every year on the top of my tree.
Exactly. I thought that you could sit on your tree and because you're getting, married soon, when your first married Christmas comes around, that can be something very special.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Isn't that lovely?
Lovely.
Oh,
Well, I suppose I've got to give you your present as well.
very exciting.
There we are. Now, there are reasons behind this.
Oh, okay.
There we are. Now,
It's very nicely wrapped, can I say?
well, I think we've established that I can only wrap things that are that shape.
Yes. Okay. So it's sort of oblong.
I've been a lot kinder to the environment. I haven't used half as much sellotape.
Well, I did use a lot of sellotape on mine, I must admit.
Good.
Let's just have a little look here. Oh. Now, it looks like a DVD, Ben.
It is.
And it's a universal rating.
It is.
So that's good. I wouldn't want anything offensive.
No, of course not. On this show.
Christopher's Christmas Mission.
It's a DVD. Oh. It's a Christmas story.
And it's narrated by Bernard Cribbins himself.
Of course.
Now, Christopher's Christmas Mission, narrated by Bernard Cribbins.
Yes. Do you want to read us the blurb?
I will. it is the Christmas holidays, and Christopher is working at the post office. He dreams of becoming a modern-day Robin Hood and decides to fill a sack with presents addressed to rich families and delivers them to the poor. His parents are shocked and angry when they find out, but there is a surprising ending in store for Christopher and his family.
Now, who doesn't like a surprising ending at Christmas?
Wow, I like a happy ending at Christmas.
Well, how about this? There is more to this present than meets the eye, Trev.
Really? Why? What have I got? Have I got to open it?
There's bonus presents inside.
Oh, now what have we got in here?
We've got little Christmas badges.
Little badges. Oh,
Now, what have we got here, Trev?
we've got I love your mum.
Yes, the lovely badge I thought I'd pick up for
Very
you.
nice.
You can put that on your coat.
Yes, but I'm not sure who I'm aiming that at.
No. Oh, you'll find out.
That's either going to get me into a lot of trouble, or I'll receive a lot of pleasure.
Exactly.
I'm not entirely sure
It's a
yet.
Christmas gamble.
Or SpongeBob SquarePants.
SpongeBob, I know you're a big fan.
A huge fan. Although very odd that he's round when when he's known as SquarePants.
Well, it's a badge. You don't get square badges.
Of course you get square badges. Then we got a man with headphones on.
That's a radio theme.
theme.
And the last one I think
Very
you'll like the
much
most.
The last one. I love boobs.
There you go.
Excellent. If I put those two together so it says I love your mum's boobs, would that be all right?
I think that would be the best outcome of all.
Certainly. Well, thank you very much,
It's
Ben.
a Christmas miracle.
It certainly is a Christmas miracle, and I do love boobs.
There you go.
Celine Dion and Oh Holy Night.
Wow.
It's actually the nation's favourite carol, you know, Ben.
Is it?
It is.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's why I'm playing it.
She really gives it some, doesn't she?
She certainly does, but then she's got a voice like that. She's got a voice like a foghorn.
Charming.
Is that the chimes of the clock I hear telling us it is 3 o'clock on Christmas Day?
Well, 3 p.m. Christmas Day can only mean one thing.
Get that telly on, Ben. The Queen's about to deliver a speech, for God's sake.
Okay, now I'm not very used to that telly, but let me just have a fiddle here.
Wrong channel. Wrong channel,
no,
Ben.
that's wrong.
No, turn it over.
One sec.
BBC One.
One, is it?
That's the one.
There we go.
That's the one. Oh, I can't wait to hear what she's got to say. It's my favourite bit of Christmas, the
Me
Queen's
too.
speech. She's just welcoming everybody, wishing everyone a happy Christmas. And of course the Commonwealth.
Oh, always important to mention the Commonwealth at Christmas.
Well, especially this time of year, because she likes to feel inclusive, doesn't she?
Of course.
On Philip.
Ah,
Been her rock
absolutely.
and her racist for so many years. Or the troops.
Oh,
She mentioned the troops
well,
there.
it's important to mention them this time of year.
It certainly is, because they're away from their families.
Yeah.
Did she really just say...
Scroungers.
I think she did.
Can you say that?
I don't know. Well, she's the Queen. She can say what she likes, I suppose.
Sure she can.
I think she can.
Okay.
Oh, George.
Ah.
Her new grandson. Heir to the throne, of course. What a year it's been.
Future King.
Future King. Very exciting. Wishing everyone a very happy Christmas.
She's aware of the day.
She is. Shall we come back to her in a little while?
Absolutely.
Hurry tonight.
Eartha Kitt and Santa Baby, and Her Majesty just bringing her Christmas Day speech to a close. It's been one of her best, I think.
It has, and I've won a bet.
You've won a bet. How did you win a bet?
I'm delighted. I bet a friend that the Queen would never use the N-word in one of her speeches.
Well, she did. She said, hands off one's nuts.
There you go.
She's very unhappy about the policeman pinching her nuts.
Well, hands off one's nuts.
Exactly. I'm in favour of that. She's also been talking about Harry and his trip to Antarctica,
God bless him.
and the fact that he was pictured naked in an igloo.
Well, yeah.
That's all fine, isn't it? But no, it's been one of her best. I've really, really enjoyed it. And she wishes us all God's blessing for our Christmas celebrations and the coming year ahead.
Trev, I'm suddenly feeling unusually patriotic.
Well, you see, I never like it that they only ever play one verse of the national anthem on the telly after her speech.
Well, shall we right that wrong?
Yeah, well, let's play the whole thing, shall we? Do you want to go and fire it up on the old gramophone?
Yeah.
Okay, just bear with me. Find the old record.
Have you got it over there? It should be in there somewhere.
Yeah, here it is.
Oh, got it.
We'll wind up the old gramophone. Okay, Ben, stand to attention. God bless her.
Lovely.
We can stand down now.
Makes me feel British.
I don't like it when I don't see people standing up to attention when the national anthem's playing.
Well, some people have an excuse.
There's no excuse. There's no excuse, Ben.
Well, there are some excuses. But let's keep it light, eh? It's Christmas.
I think you must be standing to attention. While Her Majesty is being revered through song.
Yes. I've got all sorts of jokes running through my mind that I can't say.
Ben, it's our Christmas show.
It is.
And it's time for a festive edition of Telly Trivia.
Telly trivia, telly trivia, telly trivia, telly trivia. It's telly trivia.
So Telly Trivia, Ben, where I play you a clip from a very well-known TV show.
And is this a festive edition of Telly Trivia?
Very festive indeed.
Excellent stuff.
This is probably the happiest moment of Christmas television ever.
Now, I'm a little bit worried because I'm actually not a great Christmas TV buff.
Really?
No, so I might struggle with this.
Oh dear. Well, we're looking for the TV show, of course, the characters that you hear, and the actors who play those characters.
And I need just over 50% to win.
You do. There are 5 points up for grabs. You can get involved by tweeting Ben the answer at Trev Ben. We're looking for the name of the show, the actors and the characters.
I don't want to get morbid today of all days, but it scares me. I don't think I can keep up this performance 24 hours a day.
Oh, you could keep this performance up for a lifetime. Oh, I've told my husband this terrible lie. Not a little white one, but a big black one. And now the joke's on you. This, my sweet, is a letter from my solicitor telling you that your husband has filed a petition for divorce. It also tells you to get yourself a solicitor pretty damn quick.
There we go.
I know it!
You know it!
It's a Christmas miracle!
It is a Christmas miracle.
Hooray!
Well, you got a little while before you have to give me the answers. And of course, if you want to help Ben out, you can tweet at Trev Ben.
I won't get a full house.
You won't get a full house.
But I'll scrape the winning points.
Excellent. Well, it is a very happy Christmas moment.
It is.
I always like a moment like that because it brings Christmas cheer.
God bless us, everyone.
Now, Ben, one of the things I really enjoy about the Christmas period is the Advent calendar.
Ah.
And this year I've had a special one made.
May I say, it has been an absolute treat. It's been full of interesting things.
It certainly has. We're going to be opening the big one in just a moment, number 25.
Do you want to have a recap on what's come out of our Christmas Advent calendar?
Yeah, we've had some great things. On the 2nd, we had Tom Daley.
That was brilliant, wasn't it?
That was very good. On the 8th, we had Kian Egan.
Yeah, the winner of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Yeah, that was one of our poorer days.
Yeah, well...
on the 13th, of course, it was Friday the 13th.
Was a bit spooky.
Unlucky for some, except those, of course, who are already rich, because we had the coalition government.
Yeah,
that day. December the 14th, we had Kim Jong-un.
Yes, family man.
Family man. He wanted us to all have a very happy family Christmas. On the 17th, there was the Ashes urn.
Now, I don't want to reflect on the Ashes, do we? Do we have to?
Well, we had to give that back, didn't we? We couldn't take that out of the calendar. We had to give that back, unfortunately.
That door was slammed shut again.
Yeah. On December the 20th, HMS Beaver. And on December the 24th, Santa's Huge Sack.
Yes, always a pleasure.
So are you ready to open the big door?
Let's
number 25.
Do you mind if I do the honours?
You do the honours, Ben.
Excellent.
You go and open the door.
Okay.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Wrong door.
Wrong door, sorry.
Okay, now open the right one.
Okay, here we go. Oh, it's Nigella.
She seems to be working with some sort of white powdery substance.
How thoughtful is that? She's brought icing sugar for the mince pies.
Oh, lovely.
I mean, she's nothing but thoughtful.
Oh, little sneeze there.
Oh, that's look a bit intense.
You know Dasher and Dancer.
Bird Ives and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So Rudolph wasn't one of the originals?
Oh no, he was a latecomer. Him and his red nose stealing the show.
Yeah, I bet the others hated him. You can imagine sort of Donna and Blitzen and Comet all going, I don't like him, don't like him. Because he's the one who gets all the glory. And as for Comet, whoever remembers Comet?
Yeah, without fail, he's always the one that I forget.
Oh, hang on, is that a message?
I think it might be, let me just check.
Because you've been trying to get back to Father Christmas.
Yes, it is.
Is it another message from Father Christmas? Shall we have a quick listen?
You have one new voicemail.
Right. This is the ultimatum. It's the ultimatum. I've had a little slurp, and to be quite honest, I'm getting really off with you people.
He's not happy.
I've had this kind of problem since the Murdoch thing. They were all constantly trying to catch me out, and I don't like being caught out. I'm Santa Claus, for goodness sake.
We know.
So, if you don't call me back,
Well, we did try to
soon,
call him back.
well, I'll do something to you. I'll do some magic. I'll do something. And if you see any of those lazy elves of mine, just tell them, where were they? I'm sick of everybody at the moment. So, goodbye.
Well,
Can you try and call him back? Can you try and call him back?
Well, I did try the first time. I don't think he's got a very bad signal. I don't think he knows we're trying.
Yeah, but he's not happy.
Well, we wouldn't ignore Santa, would we?
Right, just try and call him back during the next...
All right.
Right. Because next on the Trev Ben Show, it's story time.
Oh, I've been looking forward to this. It's an epic tale.
Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. Trev and Ben Save Christmas. Every person who lives in Croydon likes Christmas a lot, but the Grinch who lives in Purley does not. He hates Christmas. It could be the tinsel and lights he abhors, or it could be the tat in the £1 stores. But to hate Christmas seems so glaringly odd. It must be that he's just a miserable sod.
They're so happy.
He snarled as he cracked open a beer.
Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here.
Then as in the distance a cracker was popped, he made up his mind.
Christmas must be stopped.
Otherwise, once more, he'd have to endure the gleeful sound of the children so pure, enjoying their presents, their games and their toys, and that's one thing he hates, laughter and noise. Then all the people would sit down to dine, gorging on turkey and glugging on wine, and then they'd do something he likes least of all. They'd toast one another and say, God bless us all. Then he got an idea, an awful idea. He dressed himself up in red and waited till all had gone to bed. Then he loaded some empty sacks on a sleigh and off to Croydon he made his way. As he dashed through the streets that were all still and quiet, he remembered his joy when he started that riot, when he and his mates left the good people yearning for calmness and peace as they left buildings burning. Then the Grinch's sleigh began to slow and he forced out a sarcastic
Ho, ho, ho.
All the houses were dark and silent, so the Grinch began his cruel assignment. He slid down each chimney and from under the trees he took all the games, Lego and Furbies. He took all the laptops, iPods and tellies. He bagged all the chocolates, fine wines and smellies. He took all the turkeys and roast potatoes, but when it comes to the sprouts, he's welcome to those. Every year they're shoved on the plates, even though it's the veg that everyone hates. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the tale. The Grinch took it all, everything without fail. He broke every tree and he smashed every light. For the Grinch it seemed it was the perfect night. He thought to himself,
This will never be topped. This festive joy I have finally stopped.
But leaving the scene of his last misdemeanor, he was caught red-handed by a girl called Christina.
What are you doing?
She cried.
Helping Santa?
He lied. But the little girl knew this wasn't true. She shouted,
That's a fib. I know you.
She saw all the wrong the Grinch had done, but he wasn't going to end her Christmas fun. She knew she couldn't stop the Grinch alone, so she ran to the kitchen and picked up the phone. She knew to save Christmas there were just two men, so she put in the call to Trev and Ben. In moments they were at Christina's door, tooled up and ready to go to war. The Grinch knew they would battle with all their might, but he'd never give in. He'd fight and fight. He made the first move. He pounced on Ben's back. Ben yelled in pain as it went crack. Trev threw the Grinch onto the floor and the Grinch let out a mighty roar. It was a brutal contest. The Grinch was strong. For Trev and Ben to win, this fight would be long. But fight they did. Kicks, slaps and punches were landed. The Grinch even kicked him down below. Is that underhanded? Then suddenly all was quiet and serene, and the Grinch was nowhere to be seen. Trev and Ben crept around with apprehension. Like a knife through butter, you could cut the tension. Where was the Grinch? Where could he be? He was actually hiding up the chimney. watching and waiting while the fight was adjourned for the moment when Trev and Ben's backs were turned. Then he crept from the chimney, hiding 2 knives, thinking, "This is the moment I end their lives." But as he pounced to finish our 2, Christina yelled,
He's behind you.
Quick as a flash, Trev and Ben turned around, and in one moment, the Grinch was downed. You see, one thing the Grinch had not done was consider that they would have a gun. He would never have thought this would be his downfall, but this is Croydon after all. They buried the Grinch in an unmarked grave, and then our heroes, so strong and brave, fixed every tree and every light the Grinch had smashed up that night. They put all the presents back under the trees and returned all the hams and all the turkeys. So as at last Christmas Day was dawning and the children woke to their favourite morning, there were lots of presents and lots of toys. There was lots of laughter and lots of noise. And no one knew quite how close they'd come to having their Christmas ruined by scum. But one little girl knew why this year should be greeted with extra cheer. And she could now celebrate again and again, because Christmas had been saved by Trev and Ben. Nat King Cole and the Christmas song. Doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Oh, it's lovely.
Lovely. Have we got any chestnuts roasting?
Oh, no.
You sure? 'Cause I feel very warm.
No, we don't want to be doing that.
So it's mid-afternoon now on Christmas Day.
It is.
And I can imagine families sitting in their living rooms now.
Huddled round the radio.
Just thinking about their presents that they're going to be giving out in just a moment. And I always find present giving time on Christmas Day slightly nerve-wracking. And it's nerve-wracking on 2 fronts. How can you react if you get a present that you're not sure you really want? And how are you going to react if somebody you've given a present to doesn't like what you've given them?
I know. You see, I think I'm quite confident that I can mask disappointment quite well.
Really?
Actually, I say that. I don't think I've ever been given anything that I was actually disappointed by. I'd be much more concerned about disappointing someone else than me being disappointed by a present. I'd much rather be the disappointed than the disappointer.
I think that's very true. Because I think there's nothing better than giving somebody a present that they really want, or something that is a surprise to them. I like surprising people at Christmas. I never like giving somebody a present that they're sort of expecting.
No, but that is a tricky balance to hit, because I get so stuck for ideas with some people that you just have to say, look, what do you want?
Yeah.
And then, of course, the element of surprise is gone. But
yeah. But don't you like to sort of have that moment where you say, oh, here you are, here's a little present for you, and then they open it up and they're like, oh, wow! Don't you like that?
Yeah, I like to surprise people, but as the years go by, it does get more and more difficult to think of an original present for that person, and it just gets more difficult to buy for them, and you just get fed up and you end up fobbing them off with some old...
Yeah, I suppose that's true, but I like to make sure that what I've given somebody is really thought through.
I think this just boils down to you're a more thoughtful person than me.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it. I'm quite glad you went down that road and not me.
Well, there you go.
But the thing is, I don't mind being given a present that I know what it is.
No. Because at least you know what you're getting.
Yeah. So I like to give something to somebody where they don't know what it is, haven't got a clue. But I like to receive stuff when I know exactly what I'm getting.
So what you're saying is that when it comes to your presents, you like to play safe?
Yes.
You don't want to gamble?
That's right.
You'd be terrible on bullseye, wouldn't you? You like to play safe?
Yeah, but to be honest, the prizes that you've won in the round before the final, you'd be happy to lose. Nobody has a tease made anymore.
So you're happy to play fast and loose with other people's presents, but when it comes to Trev's presents, you like to know what you're getting.
Absolutely.
Well, you see, I think what you've done is you've started off sounding nice, and you've ended up accidentally sounding a bit selfish.
Ah, that's very true, yeah. The thing is, I don't like surprises.
So long as you know what you're getting, you're happy to play fast and loose with other people's stuff.
Yeah. But it's not fast and loose because I know those people, I know what they like, and I go all out, you know?
Well, how much do you do that?
No, I do it a lot, you know, I really think it through. Except for this year, I've been rather sort of haphazard and slapdash this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Were they two of the reindeers?
They were, yes.
Haphazard and slapdash.
They were the other two we forgot. It's just this year I haven't had much time really to think it all through properly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I'd lost my Christmas mojo. And I really couldn't be bothered. So most people this year are getting some sort of voucher.
Do you do vouchers instead of cash? Because obviously cash is the best voucher because you can buy anything. If you give someone a voucher, you're restricting where they can spend it.
Yeah, but I think it's that thing of if you just give cash, that seems incredibly lazy. Whereas a voucher just seems that one step beyond. Like you've actually given it a little bit of thought.
I suppose so. But although I recognise it is laziness, I would still much rather be given cash than a voucher.
Oh. What about one of those experience days? Have you ever been bought one of those?
Oh, a red letter day thing?
Yeah.
I haven't, but I think if I was given one, I would use it.
Because I've bought people a few over the years, and they've always gone and done whatever it is. But there's always a worry of, have you struck the right note? You know, I've bought someone a day at the races. Is that really what they like? And it's always a bit of a worry if you buy someone like a spa day. I mean, if you buy someone a spa day, is that a nice thing or not?
I've got the same problem with buying people soap. I wonder if I get a slap in the face.
But you see, a spa day's about getting them relaxed and stuff. But then if you buy someone something where they got to go and be manhandled by some big woman called Olga.
I always thought red letter day thing, because I've never had one, I always thought you were bought one and you got to choose off the list what you wanted.
No, you buy the experience for somebody.
Oh, you see, I thought that was the whole thing. You'd be given a red letter day, and then you could choose if you want to go rally driving, skydiving, spa day. You actually have to choose for them.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that, Ben.
Oh,
yeah. Someone a few years ago bought me and my mate a day on those Segway things.
Oh, right.
We didn't actually get to go in the end.
Why not?
Well, just lots of things happened and we couldn't go, which is a real shame. But in a way, I'm quite glad I didn't, because I don't think I'd have got through it alive. They're flipping dangerous, those things.
Did you get the money back?
No, we gave it to someone else to go and use.
For the cash value, or were you a bit...
No, we can't go. You use it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Christmas spirit.
Notice I got a little bit emotional when I said that.
I don't know if that was the Christmas generosity that was touching you, or the
lack of cash.
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah.
You use it.
I'm a very emotional man, Ben.
It was the giving away the money, wasn't it? You were begging for the financial value to be handed back to you.
No. At least 50% of it, maybe. Harry Belafonte and Mary's Boy Child, another Christmas classic, Ben.
Oh yes, nothing but the best on this show.
And because it is our Christmas Day show. And at Christmas Day in my house, there's always that one person who's a bit anal when it comes to the cleaning up. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Do you have one of those, the kind of wrapping paper police?
Oh yeah, the wrapping paper never touches the floor. No,
I know.
There's always someone with a black bin liner somewhere.
Yeah, I don't understand that. It must be some sort of OCD, but every family's got one.
Oh yeah.
I suppose because they think if I don't do it, this place is going to be a mess and it's just going to annoy me all afternoon.
And they start fidgeting when presents start being opened. They start fidgeting, and you can see them agitated. They're more interested in getting the paper in the bag than they are what you're opening.
I know, and sometimes I just think let's not bother with the wrapping paper. I'll just give you the present. It will save a whole lot of stress.
Now that's lazy.
Well, it would save a whole lot of that anxiety. And my Christmas present to that person is less anxiety today.
It would ruin some of the mystery of the Christmas tree, wouldn't it? If you could just see your stuff sitting under it.
Oh, I'd cover it with a tablecloth or something.
You're like a cheap Christmas magician.
Yeah,
just
and I go,
whip off
ta-da!
the tablecloth Christmas Day.
It would certainly save a lot of time. More time for sleeping on Christmas Day. But the collecting of the paper is just a temporary measure in our house.
What do you mean?
Well, the paper's collected, put in a bag.
Right.
But it's not put in a bag for disposal at that point.
What's the bag for?
The bag is for just storing the paper for a short time until the festivities are over and all the family have gone home, and then that person can go through all the paper and make sure there's nothing left in that's going to be thrown away.
Oh, we do that. Yeah, double checking the bag to make sure that a £10 note in a car doesn't end up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or a toy hasn't been thrown out.
I'm relieved there that you said it was for double checking purposes. I thought there was some terrible person in your family that irons wrapping paper and uses it again next year.
No, although if there is a bit of wrapping paper that's nice and is sort of left in a sort of decent condition, there is a moment where someone will say, oh, we could use that again. And then, of course, by the time they said again, the person collecting all the wrapping paper's got it, it's in the bag, it's done and dusted. Although we do have to, well, not so much now because my mum's retired, but every year we had to collect any sort of sparkly bits of paper off crackers, any shiny bits of sweet wrapping we had to collect. Well, because my mum ran a playgroup, and she never stopped thinking about the playgroup. She was going, oh, that'll be good for a collage. So Christmas was a case of not just one bag of collected detritus, there'd be another bag of collected detritus, but this time for recycling for use in children's collages.
Wow.
Oh.
Your mum's like a magpie.
She is like a magpie. Honestly, she is. And the other thing she does, she makes her own Christmas present tags.
Oh, that's quite sweet.
She uses old Christmas cards, and she used those, what they call them
scissors.
Yeah, but those ones that kind of create that kind of crinkly effect.
Oh, I know what you mean.
They're shearing scissors or something.
They're like crimped, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Does anyone actually read the messages on that? Because I always try and put a nice little message on.
I got a bit sick last year of writing the same boring message on all my cards. So I was shifting things around last year. I was saying Merry Crimbo.
Oh,
Merry. Oh, what was that noise you made?
Sorry,
the noise of disappointment.
Yeah, Crimbo.
What's wrong with saying Crimbo?
I don't know. I don't really like the word Crimbo.
Oh, why?
I don't know. I think it always reminds me of Neil Fox when he.
What's wrong with Neil Fox?
Well, when he was younger on the radio, he'd always use Crimbo in that kind of thinking he was really cool.
Well, from now on, I'm going to call this and tweet about this as our Crimbo special.
Please don't. So you say you were mixing it up a bit. What else did you put?
Merry Xmas. And then when I was really getting bored, I might do just go for initials instead of names. 2C, Merry X, Love B.
Oh, really?
That was one for my sister, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
But that saves ink as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does save ink. And I think I was just getting bored, really, when I was doing the presents.
Yeah. Well, it does get boring, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I always spend an afternoon doing my Christmas wrapping, and I sit on the floor, surrounded by the gifts, surrounded by the presents, and I spend about 2 hours getting more and more irate. Not because I'm rubbish at wrapping, we know that, we've discussed that.
Yeah.
It's the fact I can never find the scissors and the sellotape, even though I've only just used them. Where the hell do they go?
I do hate the annual hunt for scissors and sellotape.
Yeah, and you never have enough sellotape, do you?
No.
And the one you have got is rubbish because it always breaks and splits at the end.
Oh yeah, you always do that thing where you peel just a sort of weird triangle that gets thinner and thinner.
I know. The sellotape I waste. Honestly, I'd be better off using a Pritt stick.
That's not a bad idea.
That's a much better idea, isn't it?
I might start, and then of course you wouldn't see the sellotape on the present.
Yeah.
I might start doing that from now on.
Use Pritt stick. The other thing that happened at our house on Christmas Day around the Christmas wrapping paper and stuff, which was all part of the reason why there was this rush to clear it all, was we used to have this dog, and she was a lovely dog, but she loved wrapping paper, and she got very possessive about wrapping paper. You couldn't get it off of her. If she had a bit of wrapping paper, she loved it. And one year, she got drunk.
What?
Yeah, the dog got drunk.
Do I have to call the RSPCA?
No, well, someone had put their pint of beer down on the floor,
right,
and she just came along, went and had the whole pint.
No.
And I'm sure she got a bit...
I'm not surprised.
Half cut.
Could have killed her.
Because when it came to having a bit of wrapping paper later on in the day, she wasn't going to let that go.
Oh.
She bit my granddad.
She didn't.
She did. My granddad was like, give me the wrapping paper. And
why was he fighting the dog with the wrapping paper? Just leave it.
Well, he was worried about this dog, and because this dog was lovely, she really was, and it was my granddad's dog, and we all loved her to bits, but yeah, she got a bit upset.
You say she's lovely. She sounds like an abusive drunk.
Oh, no, she was a lovely dog. We loved her to bits, but she got very... Although, if it had been me and my brother, when we were young, she would allow us to just take anything from her. But adults, no. Children, she was fine with. You could go and take a ball from her. We could have probably got that wrapping paper, although when she was drunk, who knows? Who knows? So talking of dogs...
Yes.
You've, of course, brought your 2 little dogs with you today.
Our Christmas hounds are here, sleeping peacefully by the fire.
Well, should we wake them up?
If you want.
Because I think it's time to give them their Christmas present.
Okay.
All right, so what are your dogs' names?
We've got Ant and Deck.
So why don't you give them their presents? Go on.
Okay, well, come on, Ant. Ant and Deck, come on, boys. Come on, boys. It's a lovely squeak toy for them.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tug-of-war type thing going on.
Oh, be careful, Ben, be careful. Is that a drink?
Let it go. Leave.
It's a lovely scene. Man and his best friend exchanging gifts for Christmas. Michael Bublé, and it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Oh, are you all right, Ben?
I'm okay. I'll just carry on. I'll be fine.
We may have to punish Ant and Dec. Are they outside now?
Yes, in the cold.
Yes. Good. Serves them right. Now, it's Christmas afternoon, and we've got to that point now in the day where most people have had their dinner, they've opened their presents, and now is probably the most frustrating time of the afternoon for anyone under the age of about 24.
Oh, really? What's that?
Everyone else has fallen asleep.
Ah.
There's probably a dreadful thing left on the telly, some dreadful afternoon film, but the remote control is probably under your sleeping gran, and you're stuck between your sleeping mum and dad, and you're just stuck wondering how long this moment of snooze and being stuck will go on for.
Now, you see, traditionally with my family, this is about the time someone brings out a board game. Or worse, someone suggests karaoke.
Oh,
I know.
Really?
Yep.
Well, go on then.
My mum has piles of karaoke DVDs that she likes to bring out on Christmas.
And do you have a particular favourite?
No, I mean, I have to be a special kind of drunk to join in with karaoke in the first place. But if I'm pushed, it'll be a bit of Elvis in the Ghetto.
Let's hear it.
No!
Go on, it's Christmas.
I'll give you a quick burst.
Go on.
In the Ghetto. That's what you're getting.
Is that it?
That's your Christmas present this year.
Oh, thank you very much. It's excellent. Mine would be Louis Armstrong, Wonderful World.
I'm obviously going to ask to hear a bit.
I see trees of green, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark secret night.
Delightful.
It's good, isn't it?
It's like having him in the room.
It is. Well, luckily we don't do karaoke.
Oh, well, aren't you the lucky one?
And board games, we tend to wait till Boxing Day for board games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we sort of have two different celebrations with different sides of the family. And one side are more into the board games than the other.
Yeah, I think I might be asked to sort out a quiz this year for Christmas
really?
Day. Yeah, normally it falls to me to do a quiz.
Now, what sort of board games would you play, by the way?
Dingbats is a favourite.
Dingbats?
Yeah, are you familiar with Dingbats?
No.
It's good. It's like it's a bit like Catchphrase, but with cards that you have to look at and try and work out the expression or the phrase just by the visual clues.
Oh, right.
In fact, I've got one here for you now.
Okay, let's give it a go.
Right, if you can just see that one, I've written down for you. And you might have to explain a bit what you can see there.
Right, so is that is that Go? G-O?
Yes.
And then there's some sort of... Is that a boob?
Is that a boob?
Is it a hat?
It's not a hat.
Go lump Ivor.
Yes.
Go lump Ivor.
Well, no, that sounds like a bizarre instruction.
It does, doesn't it? Go boob Ivor.
Go boob Ivor.
Oh, Lady Godiva.
And why is it Lady Godiva?
Because there's a boob.
No, it's nothing to do with boobs.
Oh.
Why is it Lady Godiva?
I have no idea, because it says Godiva.
It says Godiva, but what's happened to the D?
It looks like a boob.
Stop saying boob! It's a D that has been laid. D. Good. No, not laid like that.
Oh, right.
Lady. I wish I hadn't started this now. Lady Godiva, you see?
Oh, it's
D
clever.
Has been laid down. Lady Godiva.
Very good.
Yeah. So obviously you'd be rubbish at this game.
Unless there's boobs on it.
You're obsessed.
I should be wearing my badge. A couple of games we've always played. The Tell Me Quiz.
I've never heard of that. What's that?
Oh, it's a very old game, and it's really for kids, but it's quite fun. You have a card, and it will give you a subject, so it will be something like name a fruit, and then you've got this contraption, you spin the wheel, and then it will land on a letter, and you have to use that letter. So, if it lands on A, apple, obviously.
That sounds like the game Articulate. You're given a card with all different instructions, and you roll a dice which has all the letters of the alphabet on, and then all your answers to all the questions on the card have to start with that letter.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit like that then. Yeah.
You should buy them that this Christmas. They'd love it.
They would love it. And years ago we had a great aunt who would bring this very old game, I think Victorian game, called Winkle's Wedding.
Oh dear. I hesitate to ask.
Well, it was the story of Winkle, who was getting married.
Right.
And she would sit there and read the story, and the players, we were all given cards with words on. And she would read the story, and the story would have gaps in. And you would take it in turns to choose a word from your collection of words to fill in the gap. But the only thing is, my great aunt, God bless her, she's no longer with us, but she took the game very seriously.
Oh.
And of course, we just used to take the mickey. So if it got to something like, and then Winkle's wedding day came, and he and his bride went, and it would go round, and I'd say something like, doolally. And she'd say, no, use the words you've got on your cards. She'd get very, very cross about it. So maybe later tonight we can play a game.
Okay.
Fancy a game of Winkle's Wedding?
That'll be fun.
Because we are in our little country house, aren't we, for Christmas? And
we are.
We've got all evening. We've got a little party tonight, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it's been really nice being here with our dogs and the fire crackling in the background. But the fire is just dying down a little bit now. So I think maybe I need to just go and put some more coal on it.
Okay, well, do be very careful, because those embers are still going to be very hot themselves. So don't.
I'm not going to get too near.
Well, don't, because
I'm just going to shovel some more coal on.
Okay.
Just a few bits of coal, just to try and get it going again.
Is that working?
It's not really getting going, Ben.
No.
Can you chuck us, I don't know, some brandy or something to put on it?
Okay, but use it carefully, because I think that could be quite, you know.
It works on a Christmas pudding, doesn't it?
Just be a little bit on the safe side.
Right, I'm just going to pour a little bit on. Just a little bit. Oh no! Oh,
wait a minute, hang on, Trev! Oh, you okay? I thought you meant like a capful, not tip it upside down.
Oh, I think I'm alright though. Apart from my chestnuts, they are well and truly roasted. Dean Martin and Let It Snow. And are we?
Is that another message?
Another message, Ben.
Well,
is it another voice message?
I'll just check my texts. Yes, we have received another voicemail message.
Did you get hold of Father Christmas in the end?
I didn't. I did try, but I think.
Benny, be fuming.
I know, but I think the signal problem is ongoing. But I was trying. But
do you think this is another message from him?
Well, it does say from but.
I'm a bit nervous about it.
Could be him. It could be him. Shall we just? Right, let's try.
Well, so I'm lying down because I'm sick and tired.
He's fuming.
Of waiting.
It's not my fault.
I'm sick and tired of waiting for people. I'm sick and tired of delivering presents to children year after year, and there's no.
I can show you. I tried to ring him.
No one.
I can show you my phone.
No.
It's too late now, Ben. It's fuming.
Including you little. And always turn out late. And never give me a drink when I get in.
We're never getting presents ever again. I know.
I'm going to cancel Christmas.
Sweet.
This is my fault.
I'm cancelling it. That's it. No more. No more Christmases. No more presents. No more snow. No more shows.
No more snow?
See what you've done, Ben? He's fuming.
He's not in charge of the snow.
Of course he is. He's Father Christmas.
Well, that's not my fault.
Right, let's just move on.
Move on quickly.
What do we got here?
Make him an offer you can't refuse.
Cracker the code.
That's how we want to hear him.
Much better.
Yeah, much happier. Anyway, cracker the code, Ben. Very difficult one.
Do you think we've had many answers?
Loads.
Do you think so?
Loads. None of them right.
It was extremely difficult.
It was 12 D's of C, of course. And the answer, Ben?
12 days of Christmas.
Access granted.
There you go.
Oh, you see, I told you it was a difficult one.
Really difficult.
Because not many people know that there's 12 days of Christmas.
No.
They think there's 24, 25. They get very confused by the whole thing.
Yeah, well, there you go. That was the answer.
Well done if you got that. And we got one other competition to wrap up, Ben.
Trivia, teletrivia, teletrivia, teletrivia. It's teletrivia.
So, Teletrivia, Ben, very festive edition.
It was, and I think I may have just scraped enough points to get through.
Okay, let's listen to the clip again.
I don't want to get morbid today of all days, but it scares me. I don't think I can keep up this performance 24 hours a day.
Oh, you could keep this performance up for a lifetime. Oh, I told my husband this terrible lie. Not a little white one, but a big black one. And now the joke's on you. This, my sweet, is a letter from my solicitor telling you that your husband has filed a petition for divorce. It also tells you to get yourself a solicitor pretty damn quick.
One of the happiest days of television.
Yeah, very famous Christmas moment, wasn't it?
So what was it?
I think it was EastEnders.
It was, that's 1 point.
Now, characters, I need Dirty Den.
Dirty Den who?
You going to be strict on Christmas?
Certainly am.
Right, okay, I think it was Dirty Dennis Watts.
I'll give you that.
What do you mean you give me that?
Well, it's right.
Well, there you go.
So you do.
Of course you'll give me it. Now, I don't know her... Well, Angie Watts, I assume.
Angie Watts, yes.
I was going to say I don't know her surname, but of course that was all about being married, wasn't
That's right, yes. So you got 3 points. You've already won the quiz.
Oh, I've won. Oh,
who
good.
are the actors?
Leslie Grantham, I think, played Den Watts.
Yeah.
I've got to confess I don't know her name, though.
Anita Dobson.
Oh, no, I wouldn't have got that.
I'll give you a bonus point if you can tell me who she's married to in real life. They both have the same hair.
No, sorry, afraid not.
Brian May from Queen.
Oh.
Yeah, you see?
I can't quite picture her, but I can't imagine that's the most flattering description.
Well, on either side, really. Anyway, you've won the Christmas quiz.
Hey!
Congratulations to you, Ben.
Thank you.
Very well done. Well, that's about it for our Christmas show, Ben.
Yeah, it's been good, isn't it?
It's been very good. I'll guess our turkey and Christmas dinner's not far off now.
About 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Oh, can't wait to sit down to that, Ben.
Smells good, doesn't it?
Your tapenade, particularly, I'm excited about. And don't forget, you can get in touch with us anytime on Twitter.
At Trev Ben.
And do send us your Christmas pictures.
Yeah.
Let us know what you've been up to on Christmas Day. We'd love to hear from you, wouldn't we?
Get involved.
And you can also get in touch on trevandben.com, where you can leave us a voice message, a festive voice message. A little bit more festive than Santa, maybe. Anyway, that is it from us. Have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you soon. Take it easy. Ta-da.
Bye.
The Trev and Ben Christmas Show.